What if I told you there's a hidden science of visualization and that your mind doesn't just imagine reality, it actually shapes it? That the images you hold combined with emotion, they have the power to rewire your brain and reshape your reality over time. You see, visualization isn't just a feel good exercise, it's actually rooted in neuroscience and energy and conscious creation. I'm Jeff, and today we're diving into the hidden science of visualization and how you can manifest anything by aligning your thought, aligning your emotions, and aligning your actions. Now, there is neuroscience backing up visualization. Now, we didn't always have this, but people have been talking about visualization for hundreds of years. I know at least 100 years because I know the books by Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, and others talked about it. But the concepts are now proven by neuroscience, by modern neuroscience. And one concept is that your brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined event and a real one. Visualization has been shown to activate the same neural pathways as real experiences. So this is called the default mode network, where imagination and future thinking come together. And when you visualize with emotion, you program this default mode network to recognize opportunities that are aligned with your vision. So neuroscience shows that when you repeat a visual and emotional experience, neurons that fire together wire together. So this is the neuroplasticity that is rewiring your brain in real time, and it strengthens the belief that you have around what you want to see brought forth in the world, and it also shapes your perception of the world so that you're seeing the opportunities to move yourself closer to those goals. And it's really the concept that what you visualize today echoes into tomorrow's reality. Your future isn't random. This is the concept that I talk about of temporal resonance, that your future is a reflection of the energy that you hold right now. So we can ask ourselves, what am I consistently visualizing, consciously or unconsciously, that might be shaping my reality? What was it in the past that was in my conscious and subconscious that I was focused on that makes my reality today, that explains the reality that I have today, right? Because visualization isn't just a passive exercise, it's an active tool that rewires your brain and creates these outcomes when it's done with intense focus and incorporating emotion. So there's actually a 3-step process or formula, if you will, for bringing things to fruition. And it's really important to start out in step 1 with clarity, having clarity of your vision. You have to be crystal clear about what you want to see brought forth. Because if you're just vague and you kind of want this and you kind of want that, you're going to get vague outcomes. Like you might get somewhere in the ballpark of what you wanted to create, but you're not going to get fully there. And the universe has a weird way of delivering things in ways that are not going to be as gratifying. You might get a hint of something, but you're not going to get what you really want. So define what you want in great detail. Like, how does it look? Not just how does it look, how does it feel? How does it feel? How does it impact your life? How does it impact the life of the people around you? How do you feel the gratitude and the impact that you're making on others? And another step that you can take is to write it down, journal about it, because writing and journaling actually reinforces these visions in your mind and these goals and desires in your mind in a way that just thinking about it or saying it out loud doesn't. It gives your brain a target to focus on, and it is more likely to seed those thoughts and desires into your subconscious mind. The second thing that is a must is emotional alignment. Emotion is the fuel that powers visualization. It's not just passive, it's emotional. It has to be emotionally charged. So feel the outcome as if it's already real. Imagine the joy that it's going to bring you. Imagine the confidence that you're going to have from having achieved that goal. Imagine the gratitude that you're going to have for how that goal affects your life and the lives of those around you. thought, emotion, and intention, when they're all in alignment, they create a level of resonance. This is what I call like harmonic convergence. When all of these things come together and they create this resonance that draws your vision into reality, because it's vibrating at the frequency of the things that you want to see brought forth. You need to vibrate there so that you can magnetize those things towards you. And then the third thing is to repeat these things. It's not a one-off deal where you think about it one day. Like, you need to be disciplined. You need to really focus on these things daily, reflect upon them, visualize them for at least a few minutes a day. Preferably, like, a great time to do it is in the morning and the evening, right when you wake up and right before you go to sleep. Visualize these things. Think about the desires that you have, because this is what is called the hypnagogic state. You're in this kind of state that's in between waking and sleeping, where your subconscious mind is the most open and susceptible to new programming. So do that in the early morning when you wake up and in the evening right before you sleep. And do it daily. And think about, during the day, what inspired action can I take today to move myself closer to my vision? Because it's not just about thinking about it and visualizing it. It is about taking action. Like, you have to have action to back it up. It grounds the energy of the desire and it accelerates you towards the manifestation of that desire. So you can ask yourself, like, what am I? And well, you can ask yourself, am I visualizing with clarity and feeling? Because you've got to bring that feeling and emotion into it. And am I also taking at least small steps to meet my vision halfway? The takeaways here are that it's really having the clarity, the emotion, the repetition that you need to create the momentum towards the things that you want to see brought forth. When you combine this with really intentional conscious action, the shift is going to come. The shift to the outcomes that you want to see in your life are going to come much quicker. And some of this may be so foreign to us, or we don't really believe it, or we have whatever resistance. There's doubt, there's fear, we get self-judgment. When we start to maybe take some of these actions, then we have negative self-talk, not even just the actions that we need to take to manifest it, to bring it to reality, but even just in getting clarity and feeling the emotion. So we might judge ourselves for that. But then also when we start to take the real actions that we need to bring the actual desire into reality, then we're not good. I'm not good enough. I don't have the capability to do this. It's just, the brain is always going to be seeking comfort, and you really have to overcome that if you want to push the boundaries of your comfort zone and get to the higher levels of what's possible for yourself. So just acknowledge it and ask, like, is this true? Am I really incapable of this? Am I really too lazy to do this? Am I really not worthy of this? Whatever it is, you are worthy, you are capable, you do have the ability to see these things brought forth. So reframe those doubts with affirmations. That's the next kind of concept here, the next tool that you can use. Instead of saying, it's impossible, I can't do this, talk about, I'm open to the infinite possibilities of the universe. Say those things out loud, that all possibilities are, I have infinite possibilities to create things in my life, and start to believe that. And then the actions that you take are going to be much more meaningful, because you're not going to have like one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas, like continuously like trying to move forward, but then stopping yourself, right? You're going to get more of a flow, emotional flow, and a mindset of flow and positivity in your life that's going to carry you forward. So resistance is just part of growth. It's not a stop sign. It might start to create some friction, but it just challenges you to lean deeper into the belief, lean deeper into the alignment that you need to see these things brought forth, because that's what it takes. It's not passive again, right? So think about where you might be resisting your vision, and think about how you can shift that energy to be in the state and frequency that you need to make it a reality today. Think about that every day. Where am I at? How am I resonating? How am I bringing those things forth? How am I magnetizing those things to me, and how am I bringing myself closer to those things? Resistance isn't an enemy. It's just it's a sign that you're about to transform. It's a sign that you have a chrysalis to break through. So meet it with awareness. Awareness is really key. And then it becomes that catalyst for change where you become that butterfly, right? And then it's not just about visualization. I mean, it's not just about the personal goals that you have. It's actually a tool for leadership. I talk about leadership and entrepreneurship a lot, and conscious leaders are always visualizing solutions, opportunities, and future outcomes before they exist. They have to. Like, everything you see around you was once just a vision in somebody's mind. The bridge that you're driving across, the car that you're driving in, that house, that building, whatever creative art concept, that you painting, like everything was just a vision in somebody's mind at some point until they took these steps to make it a reality. And entrepreneurs and creatives shape reality by first shaping their thoughts. They bring that image of what's possible into their mind, and they start taking action towards making it a reality. So it's like pattern recognition, and the brain recognizes and creates these opportunities based on the patterns that we establish through visualization. It's like we are training our mind to see these things more and more, and to see the possibilities, so that we have more creative expression. We have more creativity in our ability to innovate in business and life. The future of leadership isn't about just reacting to problems all the time and being a firefighter. It's about envisioning possibilities, envisioning innovative and creative solutions to problems and challenges, and overcoming them with a team. And it's just that vivid visualization that gives you the ability to strategically lead in new ways, in ways that you probably never thought possible. And it's not just personal. Again, it's leadership is a skill that allows you to make an impact on so many people around you. So it's a responsibility to clarify the vision, strengthen the capacity to guide, and help others grow and inspire innovation along the way. The final piece here to talk about with visualization is really, it's about surrender. The visualization that you're going to do on a daily basis is going to inspire you to take action, to take really powerful action towards that thing that you want to see brought forth. And release attachment. The surrender part of it is to release the attachment of how it unfolds, because it is not generally going to manifest in the time or in the way that you anticipate. This is the other angle of it, is that releasing all attachment to it, releasing control over it, is going to give the universe the ability to use its own creativity to help bring it to fruition, without it being some regimented thing that it has to be this very specific way, right? The universe responds to resonance, responds to frequency, but the timing and the pathways are not within our control. So just being open to that and surrendering to it gives us more ability to see it brought forth in our reality. So let go of the controlling, dynamic of your personality, the controller mechanisms that you usually put into place. Let go of the force and just embrace the trust that you have for bringing this thing to fruition, and that you know that desire is going to be made manifest in whatever way is going to serve you at your highest best. I like to say this or something better. So that's how I surrender, is I'm this or something better, detaching from the how, the when, or whatever. Just it allows me to be open to even greater possibilities. Like I'm saying, this or something better. and just focus on the version of yourself that already has that result. Trust the path, and you can ask yourself, like, am I holding on to too much control? Do I have too much expectation of the outcomes, and how can I trust more over time, right? Visualization, it's way more than a wish. It's a tool for conscious creation. It's rooted in neuroscience. It's rooted in the universal principles that have been talked about in ancient religions and spiritual beliefs for thousands and thousands of years. Be clear on what you want. Align with the emotion of already having it, already having seen it brought forth. Visualize this daily. Reflect on the inspired actions that you're taking towards it, and release the resistance to it. Reframe the doubts and the fears and the indecisions. Surrender to the possibilities. Lead with vision and trust the process. It happens when you align your thought, your emotion, and your action, right? The power is within you. Stay connected if this resonates. Share your thoughts, and let's continue the journey of conscious creation and recognizing the infinite potential that we have within us. Because we're not just part of the shift. We are the shift into the next version of humanity, the next evolutionary stage of humanity. So let's lead it and shape it together.